Welcome to Voices of the Underground, hosted by Young Ty and Robert Geaux.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another brand new episode of Voices of the Underground EDM podcast. I am here with my co-host Robert Geaux, like always. How's it going, buddy?
Cheers, man. It's going well. It's a special week. I'm excited to be back on the podcast, man, and I'll be drinking my ass off for the next hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. How was your Father's Day, by the way, before we kick into this?
Good, man. Good. I of the kids I know about all wished me happy Father's Day, so I was excited about that. But yeah, how about we did, actually my youngest was a little under the weather, so we kind of just ordered some food, watched some baseball. But how about you, man? Do you do anything good for Father's Day?
Well, sometimes that's the best that you can, do is just chill around the house. For me, yeah, we went to a barbecue, just hung out, went swimming, and just chilled out. We had a long weekend that weekend. We had all 3 days.
Dude, it's been hot as fuck. I don't know where people are listening at, but over here in California, dude, we're touching 90s, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 95 over here, heat index of 108.
Yeah, see, man, that's why I like being a music producer. I could sit here, crank up the AC. It's like 70 degrees.
Yep.
I don't know how many degrees Celsius for the overseas guys, but all I know is I keep it as cold as humanly possible.
Yeah, about 68 in this house.
Nah, see, man, there's no reason to go outside, bro. Man, fuck all that smoke.
Okay, so how do we want to start this off? I found out that on EDM.com, Nicky Romero and Don Diablo started sub-labels and all that. Do you think that can be because all this new type of genres that people are making, techno and all that they need somewhere to put that? Because we saw it with rave culture. They did their sub-label and everything. What's your opinion on that?
My opinion is I cannot wait to never submit a demo to those sub labels. I'm kidding. All good labels are good. No, I don't know if they're trying to capitalize off of a lot of the latest trends, or maybe they're just getting a lot of good demos that are kind of like in the middle, right? Maybe they're not quality enough for Hexagon per se, but it's right there. Maybe it's like an up and comer that they want to kind of keep in house, like like what Reveal does. They'll give you some shots, right?
Yeah.
On the sub label, and you start showing improvement, and people want to see, like, is this guy marketable on a sub label? And if he is, maybe you kind of bump up to the big leagues.
Yeah, we've seen people do that and all that, start on Revealed Radar, make their way to the main label. I honestly think it's because of this whole wave of big room techno and other stuff like that, making its, how do I want to say, its spot in the scene that people want to go outside the elements of what their labels are, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. And I think too, like, I know Future House, was really big a couple years ago. So I'm wondering if they're, again, like you said, they're kind of using it as a tester, right? Like, is this stuff marketable? Is this type of music that people are starting to make because of Hardwell, or even before Hardwell, like the Ollie James stuff, like,
right?
Is that stuff going to stick around? And, I think when you start a sub label, it's kind of a low cost way to get the analytics and find out from a business standpoint.
Right, and how much it's going to cost. Seeing this whole new wave of big room techno, whatever you want to call it, how do you think it's doing so far since, we'll say, Ultra with Hardwell and kind of making it more known?
Yeah, well, I think it's doing great, obviously, right? Because Hardwell, I mean, the streams are certainly there when you dive into it a little bit, but the conversation has really shifted from like main stage big room to now like techno, right? I don't think the techno peers are fucking thrilled about this.
No,
all
those diehards.
Oh no, they want no part of this bullshit. But I just think I think when you look at like danceability, the problem is with big room, we've talked about it before, it just wasn't a great genre live since COVID. Like, and I don't want to mention any names because I have a lot of respect for these artists, but some of the tunes that were coming out with the pitch kicks and these types of things and the melodic fills, it just didn't work live. And when you look at big room techno, you could rumble to that. You can pound to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The whole structure to big room and all that, it kind of seems like everybody was following the same formula.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm guilty of it too, right? Like 16 bar drops, and I think Hardwell kind of touched on it in his Q&A, which we'll dive into that. But that formulaic, it does get boring when you produce it over and over and over again. And with the techno guys, man, they can make these 6-7 minute tracks, and maybe they're not streamer friendly, right? Spotify friendly.
Right.
But when you talk about live and how that pops, that's a whole nother thing, right? Like that's and then it's the summertime. Like this is the time where festivals, it's festival season.
Yeah, we got the Tomorrowland and Mysteryland and all those places starting to come back up
Yeah.
this year. So it's interesting to see what's going to be happening on the main stage.
Dude, you going to any of those, man? Because yeah, are you going to any of that? You went to Ultra.
Yeah, I went to Ultra, but that's probably it for this year. I'm thinking of going to EDC Las Vegas next year, so that should be pretty interesting. Knock that one off the bucket list.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, I've been there a few times, and you better get in shape. There is a lot of walking in that.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say you got to work out for that motherfucker, dude. Because you get there, right? And for the people who've been there, you kind of know what I'm saying. Or if you haven't been there, dude, it's at a like a NASCAR speedway, right? So, but where they park you or where they drop you off in the shuttle, you got to walk like all the way up the stairs to the top of the stadium and then down those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a huge festival ground. It's a tremendous venue. But yeah, Uncle Rob's got to get in a little bit of shape before I hit that. But I do want to go to that because, you know, looking at EDC Vegas, I thought that was an interesting, because of what ended about a month ago. It was interesting to see the tracks that were played on that stage. Not a lot of big room, a whole lot of house.
Yeah, I mean, house has been taken over. We see a lot of the main songs out there right now in 1001 and whatnot, house tracks. Yeah, you kind of seeing Big Room get pushed to the back burner. So,
okay, let me ask you this, dude. I'll bullshit aside here, right? Because I've seen it in Discord chats. I've been kind of combing those. Every time we do this, I like to kind of comb those.
See what's going on.
Yeah, dude. Is Big Room alive? Like, okay, it's never dead. I get it. I have the hat that says Big Room never died. I own that shit. But my point is it for now on like serious life support? Like, is it just not a thing anymore? Like, are we in 2022 where that just is not a thing? It's just not a thing.
I mean, I want to say that it's not dead, and I believe it's not, but it's not doing too well. Like, we need some kind of innovation.
It's interesting though, because when you look at the big room scene, it's crazy because all festivals blew up. Like the parallel timeline with big room and festivals and how they kind of run together is no coincidence. It's because I believe this is because of big room and like the old Cashmere stuff and whatnot. They were blowing up festivals. I'm curious to see, is this main stage techno survivable? Is it going to draw in the same ways, or are these fucking people there just to party? There's a festival going on. We're going to go. It doesn't matter what's being played.
I mean, you got audience people like that. You could split the crowd in half, right? You got the people that are there for the music and the tracks and all that. And then you got the people that are just there to get messed up, have a good time, and rave.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be sustainable. It's going to be around for a while, obviously, with this whole Hardwell wave, which I want to get into.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
He's dropped a lot of tracks since Ultra. I know he's leading up to his album. He's starting his Rebels Never Die tour. I'm excited to see this whole album come together.
Yeah, it's great to see him back, see him happy, right? Like we're all fans. We all root for people that we like. So the fact that even if you're not too thrilled about the stuff that he's making, the fact that, you know, a guy that we followed over the years is happy and he's in a good space, you like that. You want to see that. As far as the sound goes, yeah, dude, that stuff bangs. Like it absolutely bangs live. I'm a little pissed with Hardwell right now, though. I'm gonna be honest with you, Ty. Fucking,
I know why.
Yeah, direct quote. You know what? Let me pull it up for a reference. Somebody asked.
No, I can bring it up for you because it's my favorite thing.
Oh yeah, please do, Ty. Please do.
Somebody asked him like his favorite pizza and all that, and he said everything minus pineapple. Dude, I fucking love Hardwell. We've had this debate before on this show.
See, fuck that, dude. Pineapple. That's the only one. Like, I love that guy, but he's dead wrong on that take. Like pineapple. That's what I had for Father's Day. That is what we ordered. Uncle Rob got.
Really?
Oh, dude, I got it. You know, one of those like artisan pizzas. Yeah, I got. Yeah. I got bacon on that, and and then I got pineapple on that. All right.
Nope.
No, that's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's got to be good pineapple though. Like it can't be the hard stuff. It's got to be like really nice, like Dole pineapple.
I was gonna say, is there a good pineapple?
All dude, I'm about man. We're gonna start. We're gonna start the voice of the under 2.0, man. I did all pineapple is good. It's
We're
sweet.
just gonna talk about food and pineapples.
Oh man, it's great. But no, yeah. I now Hardwell did this big Reddit thing. Did you follow a lot of that? Were you online for that?
No, I was at work during that time. Did you happen to catch it?
Yeah, I got a lot of the press clippings from it. A lot of the screenshots, a lot of different things that he answered, kind of the condensed version from a buddy of mine. I think the biggest thing from that though, because I mean, okay, naturally, right? 90% of the questions were, "Are you ever coming back to Big Room? Are you gonna do a
Yeah,
Big Room chat?
we
When
we
do I-"
assume that.
Yeah. Okay. So the answer is no on that. Like that is like the big takeaway. No, you kick rocks. He ain't going back to 128, and he's definitely not making Big Room for the foreseeable future. But never say never. But the big takeaway from that was the edit that he dropped to Spaceman. Now you did hear that.
Yeah,
What do you think?
yeah. I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it live at Ultra, but he dropped it. He put it down for a download, and I think it was maybe 100 people that got it.
Yeah.
I still happen to get it. So it's a good track. It's 6 minutes or so, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, in my opinion, there's a point in that song. There's no points in that song where I got bored. Like
Right.
after 6 minutes, I'm like, I want to listen to it again and again and again. So that's like you said, these people are making longer songs and all that, but if you can stay keeping the listener's interest, that it doesn't matter how long the song is, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. No, I thought he did a really good job of making it interesting. And like guys like Space 92, right? They have longer tracks and
Yeah,
it's
they do.
fucking interesting. Like even like keeping the kick going longer than 16 bars, right? And filtering things in, filtering things out, like just enough. It's funny with these some of the really good techno tracks. Just when you kind of get tired of a little bit, something starts to come in. You're like,
They change
yeah,
it.
it piques
Yep.
your interest, like fucks this. And yeah, no, I thought it was really interesting. I loved it. Obviously, you know, the second drop was insane. You heard it live, so that was awesome. Nah, but it was a banger. Now, Ty, you did get it. So for the low price of $19.99, everyone can message Ty and go to his PayPal, and he'll send it to you.
No, no, don't do that.
But no, yeah, it was 100 people that got it, and that was it. So you talk about super
It was
exclusive.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was 100, but it was definitely like a limited download. So, but no, I'm glad he put that out there. He's got a lot of content. Now, is he coming to your neck of the woods? Because I'm going to go see him in San Francisco. Is he
No,
coming
unfortunately, he's not.
nowhere near you, huh?
The closest would be New York, I believe.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we know Gabe's going to be there. Gabe's going to be there for sure, front row.
He is. I was surprised back in 2014 when I first saw him. He came to the capital of Michigan, Lansing,
Oh yeah,
with Danik and Dyro. That was a great show. That was back when all that stuff was popping off, Spaceman and Apollo and stuff.
dude. I mean, yeah, nothing beats that. I'll tell you what though, nothing beats that old shit. Like I'll still listen to that. I like most of the stuff on my playlist is like older Big Room, right? Um, and it still goes hard in 2022. Like the leads aren't as thick, obviously, as they are now, but
No,
it aged so well. But I could see where people are like, all right, we're counting down to our drops now. Like, what the fuck are we doing out here?
yeah, when Revealed was putting out like the 15 edits and
Oh yeah,
what was the other one? Shockwave. Shockwave was awesome.
yeah. Yeah, dude. But so no, but it's interesting, right? Because we're seeing other people make different genres. So let's like you look at Drake's album. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
bro, if I had a nickel for every time someone was motherfucking that album on Discord, I'd be a wealthy man right now. Did you hear it?
I heard some tracks. Like I heard some of the rap tracks, and I heard obviously the dance ones that people were kind of 50-50 about. Have you heard any of it? What do you think about it?
All right, look. Okay, look. So the professional in me is like, hey man, do your thing. I think it's actually kind of in a sense good for EDM. You know, I'm always talking
Yeah.
about like, right? You guys made fun of me. I always talk about the ecosystem of EDM and how the trickle down
No, but
effects.
it's true though.
Yeah, like you get a little trickle down effect. So if you're a house guy, you get excited with that, right? You're getting like Carnage, who's producing the track, or like 6 of the tracks. If it's really Carnage, cool. Um, But yeah, right. But that's exciting, right? Because you get a little trickle down. People are gonna hear house who ordinarily might not listen to house music. So there is that. From a professional standpoint, I say that's great. Do you keep it creative, keep it moving? From a Drake, like from a guy who listens to hip hop, grew up on that. That shit sucks. Um, it's not. It doesn't bang, dude. You know it doesn't bang. Some of it you can play it at a pool. All right, Ty. We can listen to it
Yeah,
at a
you
pool.
can. You can.
We can have some Mai Tais. We can listen to some of that. Um, but when it comes to Drake's rap stuff, oh, it doesn't cut the mustard. It just
It
doesn't.
doesn't compete. It doesn't compete. No, I totally agree with that. It's going to open up, like you said, to a bunch of new people that would have never heard
Yeah.
EDM before. It's going to be on the radio, so it's going to make it a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
mainstream, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, but I totally agree 100% too. When it comes to the rap, I can't mess with it. Like there was not one song, in my opinion, that I can turn on again and listen to it again.
There was one for me. You know, like I said, I'm happy he did it because
Yeah,
again, like you said,
it's
that's
going to help.
yeah, anything that pushes the scene forward, and it's literally why we do this show, right? I mean, it's literally why
Yeah.
we started the show, is to move things forward and to present things. So I'm happy about that. But when it comes to like a playlist save, no, that ain't me, Chief. That didn't happen for me. But Carnage has produced it. You got Black Coffee on there. So it's good to see some of the names in our world, if you will, get out there and start crossing over.
Well, let's talk about crossing over. Even though you've been doing this for a while, this type of genre in the EDM, you have a track that's out now with Ollie James on Rave Room Recordings called Break It Down. How did that come about, man? We
Oh,
need to know.
dude.
And if you haven't heard it yet, go stream it.
Oh, it's a banger, dude. It's a banger, and it'll go off live. You know what I mean? That's what I like about this track. No, it's one of those things where I sent it to him a long time ago. This thing is back to man last summer. Last summer,
Really?
yeah. Last summer, and he was kind of on the fence about because I submitted for Rave Room Recordings, and then I know Ollie had talked about like revamping Rave Room Recordings, right? Like going a little different direction. Because if you recall, like last year, a lot of them were like up tempo tracks, like faster, big room. Where I think now the direction's moving more into like the big room techno scene. But yeah, no. So he hopped on the track, and he's a talented guy. Like I originally that track it's an up tempo track in that it's 144 BPM, but I had like a techno kick on there, and he put a really good kick, and he took that out, put a really good kick and reverse bass on it, and it really brought it to life. He did the first drop, and then took my break and kind of did like a future rave thing on. We kind of went back and forth, and we got it right, So I think this track really hit its
Yeah.
full potential. But I think who you work with is extremely important, right? And we've heard horror stories, time, and I don't want to call anybody out, but we've heard horror stories where people will send a collab to a bigger artist, and maybe that artist will take parts of that collab and use it as their own, or they'll say, yeah, let's do this, and then the track sits and sits and sits and never gets done because the bigger artist has something else going on. So it was nice collabing with Ollie because he's a good person, and who you collab with really does matter. And he's obviously uber talented. So it was great, man. It was great working with him. The experience was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from him when he came on the podcast and all that. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. It's a good episode. We dive deep in a lot of like Wednesday tutorials and stuff.
So many gems from that podcast. I actually listened to it again. That was a podcast that was good for me too, because like what he said on camera and off camera really kind of dialed it in. I was thinking about this the other day when I asked him. I was like, how do you know, like how do you know if people make it? He's like, well, everyone's gonna make it. You just got to keep at it, right? And we've heard that, like you hear inspirational videos and whatnot, but when you hear from an artist and says, look, everyone's gonna make it, it's just that will you stick around long enough to achieve your goal? I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, everyone's time is different. We've explained that before on the show a lot. Everyone's time is different, but you just got to put in the hard work and find other outlets to get your music out there and do stuff like a podcast like this. Like Rob and I, we talked about before. We thought about doing a podcast, but we never had the other person to do it with, and then we brought this show to life when him and I just discussed it one night on Discord.
Yeah, dude. And so So yeah, it's nice that we were able to kind of get that done. So I'm excited about the track. I think it's going to do extremely well. Both on streams and playing it live. We've had some early support, so I'm pretty excited about it. But um, I think what I'm most excited about though, Ty, is that every Wednesday he does like a walkthrough Wednesday, right? It's
Yeah.
Stuff a Legend. And when he goes over this track on Walkthrough Wednesday, inevitably that's probably going to happen. Dude, I'm going to be sitting there because I watch them all. I'm going to be sitting there like, dude, that's my track with this guy, man. So just to see it come alive, I think for me was a great feeling. But yeah, man, what do you got going on, man? Wait, time out. Hold on. I was sent an early copy of a demo by a person you're collabing with. I don't know if you can say who it is. And shit was gas, dude. And I know it's going to end up somewhere. Tell me about that, or tell me what you can about that.
Hold on, wait a minute. Is your dementia kicking in right now? We talked about it with Franny J on the last episode.
Oh well, fuck. Listen. For those of guys who are watching on YouTube, I'm double fisting right now. I've kept this whole Ollie James release part. Like everyone's got a release day. Nah, not me, chief.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
a release week. And
Everybody gets in the studio and just listens to the
oh,
album
dude,
over and over again.
dude, it's a whole week long. It's like Mardi Gras for me when I have a release because it's so okay.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and it's so fucking hard to get a track out and get a track signed. Like that is the most challenging thing I've ever done in my existence, was come up with something from the dead of scratch. No like FLP shit. That's why I give you a hard time about FL Studio. None of that shit. Like you sit there in a blank Ableton. I don't even use templates. I sit there and I'm like, the fuck am I gonna make today? And to come from that process to an actual like label release, even if it's not the biggest label, oh yeah, dude, for me it's like college out here, man. I'm straight fraternity at this point.
And people just don't understand, like you said, how hard it is to get the track signed. And
Dude,
most of the time it doesn't happen, and you just gotta try another track. Rejection is real.
Oh well, I mean, remember Sebastian Mateo was like, I got 93 declines.
Yeah, that still blows my mind, dude.
I think it blows my mind that you've made that many tracks, Sebastian. That's insane.
I mean, it is pretty insane. But to get back to what you were asking, um, can't talk much about it, but it's in the works with somebody right now. So hopefully everything goes well.
When it comes out, we're gonna be drinking in the entire week.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Join the Discord. We'll hop on there and drink.
Dude, that's what I tell people. Like, you got to celebrate it. There's times where people like, I'll just hear from like, oh, I got a track out. Like, it's so casual. I'm like, man, that's like, for me, I don't know, maybe it's an age thing, but like to me, that's like winning the World Series, So yeah, it's insane how hard it is. But that's why I tell everyone, celebrate it. I don't care if it's the underground label, if it's revealed, man, celebrate it, because like you said, it's we're fortunate to be in this position.
Yep, and I'm going to keep saying it like I say it on a lot of these podcasts. Keep going. Even if you fail, keep going.
Yeah. No, everyone's going to make it, right? Like you might be 70 years old, but if you take enough shots at it and you keep at it, the question is though, Ty, and I'll ask you, because you started a while ago, right? And you started making music a while ago, and then you had like a dip, right, where you weren't making tunes for a while. I mean,
yeah, I'll talk about it. So I've been doing music since 2009. I stopped. I was rapping. We talked about that in the first episode, but 2014 is really when I dived into EDM more. I've always liked it, but yeah, long story short, took a dip in 2016 after I had a few tracks that were going to be released, and I got back into it like kind of heavy-ish. 2020, we'll say, is when I kind of got back on the horse and started dedicating more time to it.
Yeah, no, totally. And like you said, it's kind of come to fruition, right? Because we've had a collab, out on HDR.
Yep.
Obviously the track with Franny, and I think you've got some other things in the works. So I think, like I said, as long as guys keep at it, you're gonna make it. But I see it, man. I see it. I saw it in a Discord, and I don't want to call this guy out because he's actually, I consider him a good acquaintance. he's like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna make it full time. I thought by now I would have been booked for shows and XYZ because he has a few label releases, but I don't know. I would tell people don't get discouraged. It's your time. It'll be your time when it's your time, if that makes sense. Like when,
It
yeah, right.
does.
Like when it's meant to be, it will be. But if you quit or you leave, then you know right there. If you close the door, it will then always be closed.
No, you're absolutely right. Because you never know who's going to be that one stream that listens and might be an A&R for somewhere. You never know who's going to be in the crowd if you have a show and be like, hey, we need you to put some other shows. And, there's always somebody out there listening.
Oh man, no, it's so true, man. It's so true.
Well, we do have somebody here with us as well that just popped in. He called into the show just now. Gaspar, what's up, buddy? How's it going?
What's up there, bud?
Dude, this reminds me of like sports talk radio. Hey, all right, caller, you're on the air. What's up, buddy? What's up, man? Hey, I saw your quick little snippet for documentary on Instagram, man. What's going on there?
Yeah, dude, coming out July 1st. Basically sat down with my team and I finally was ready. I wanted to record, pretty much what I went through, but it turned out really great because it wasn't just me talking about like the surgeries and stuff. I actually kind of started it out talking about how I got into music and my progression and so it's cool. It's a cool little bit, maybe like 15, 20 minutes long.
So this is a full documentary. This isn't like just some like trailer or some like 1 minute Instagram thing. This is like a real like in-depth thing for you.
Oh yeah, I got mic'd up, everything. Gonna
Oh, you got a
post the trailer.
microphone? Oh shit! I better listen. I better listen
Yeah.
to it now.
Gonna post the trailer and then tell everyone they could watch the full thing on YouTube. But yeah, man. I mean, not gonna lie, honest to God, like bring tissues because you're probably gonna shed some tears. Like it gets pretty deep.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bring tissue. Is this like a Marley and Me shit? Like I'm like crying. I can't watch this
Dude.
one time. What's
Dude,
going on here?
bro, I went through the ringer. You guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just some real shit, man. And I was waiting till I was comfortable to talk about it, but yeah, once we get into like the part of the documentary where I got a phone call and you hear the word cancer or in the hospital when I had to see the kids, it gets I start breaking down.
Well, we're going to have to bring you back on the show for another episode and all that. Then we can break down everything. But you said you have a question. What is the question, or what is something that we could talk about?
Yeah, so you guys were talking about the state of Bigroom, and yeah, it's definitely in a weird spot, but I would say the tracks that a lot of the underground scene makes, essentially, where it's like the big saws, that just basic structure of Bigroom. Even my song, "Strangers," could be thrown in there. Those tracks just aren't really in right now, in my opinion. You're not really seeing stuff like that. Um, and I think it's like a lot of people are having a hard time struggling with that because what you also have to realize is house music is fucking in right now, dude. Like tech house, fish, whatever you want to call it, that's in right now. When it comes to quote unquote big room, I just don't see these I'm just gonna say my song again, strangers. Like that is big room to a T, right? As we used to know it, but now you have like future rave, you have this techno shit, up tempo stuff. I'll be honest, dude, I'm not even enjoying making big room at the moment. I have like two releases that are close to being done. One of them will be my last big room track, but I'm getting sidetracked. The biggest thing is like house music is in right now.
Well, you look at like John Summit. Like, see, my thing is with big room guys, how marketable are these guys, right? Like one of the things with like your Fishers of the world, I mean, he's got well over 1 million strong. He's you may like his antics, you may not, but people tune into that stuff, right? Like we talked about it early on this episode, how many big room or underground big room guys are like marketable, or let's be honest, right? How many of them are interesting in this crowded social media space that we live in now?
Yeah, man. And I think kind of what it comes down to is there was always this notion that it's all love and good energy and this and that. And dude, as a fan attending a festival, sure, yeah, go pop your Molly, let's shake hands, have babies, whatever. But dude, the thing is like once you get into the business side of things, what goes on behind the closed doors, oh yeah, it's a brutal industry, and I mean a lot of industries are. That's just how it is. Um, you really have to have thick skin and just kind of carve your own path, man. I think a lot of people just care too much. And if you're in a Discord just talking all day long, but you're not doing shit, well, then that's just,
Oh, we
like,
went to Discord. Oh, we went to Discord. No, but it's true. And it's like, it's how many of these people out of Discord? Look, full disclosure, I like Discord. I think it's brought a lot of people closer together. Hell, I met you guys through a Discord, right?
It's a good tool to
Yeah.
have.
It's like anything. If you're looking for good, you're going to find it. If you're looking just to talk shit, you're going to find people like that too. But yeah, no, I think if there could be just more marketable guys out there, it would help
I agree.
Bigroom.
And I think the biggest thing is one thing I've stepped back and kind of looked at since recovery is I have a lot of different stuff on the way music wise, right? But it's not just about your music, man. I'm the same way I am like online on my Instagram. Like I'm the same way if you were to meet me in person. Like you guys know me. I don't even. I'm fucking an animal, anyways.
Well,
but yeah,
you put a lot of
post
shit out
whatever.
there.
I
Well, that's
post
what I want to
whatever, and I don't care. Like I don't. If it gets you talking about it in a good or bad way, hey, I'm doing my job.
Well, yeah, because well, that's what I'm saying though. Like posting stuff on Instagram stories, you kind of go out there a little bit. You'll do some shit. I think some shit hits. I think some stuff misses, but you put yourself out there, right? And the only shot like that you miss for sure is the one you'll never take. And I just think a lot of guys they overthink the whole. Should I post this or and I've done this. They'll post stuff about, hey, 10,000 views, 10,000 plays in a week. Celebrate me. People ain't trying to hear that shit.
No, they're already on to the next
song. They don't
song
care
by
about your
then.
song stats. Let's be honest. And I'm guilty. I'll probably post something from my song stats on a track that just hit 100K. But in reality, when I do, I know that that's not the content people are hungry for. They want to know who you are. Who is Young Ty? Let me know this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Or who is Gaspar, so forth. And some stuff might be embarrassing, stuff that might hit, but at the same time, I know whom you are as a person.
Exactly. And I think one thing I'm guilty of, you grow more every day as an artist. Every year, you're continuing to evolve and grow, like even outside of music. And one thing I used to do, and fucking I could open a book of people that do this. I was one of them. Is all my Instagram used to be was, hey, upcoming release day. Fucking release day, hey, upcoming release, and that's what I'm trying to get away from all that. I'm trying to incorporate more lifestyle stuff. So yeah, you'll probably see me do stupid ass TikTok, stupid ass reels, teaching you how to shotgun, maybe shaking up the can, letting it explode on me. My next release for Revealed, I'm gonna do a shoey. Like that's just shit I want to do.
But I want to bring it up though. Like I think it is important to do like that one post that's like, hey, new music next Wednesday, and then do one of the day that it comes out. But after that, it's too much.
But this whole dude, even me, my canvas thing, my canvas idea, right? That's always been a thing since the underground scene, whatever. I'm probably not going to do that anymore because you always want to change it up, dude. Like I don't want to sit and take a picture next to a canvas. I'm going to fucking do something funny. I want to take a shoey, like things like that. I don't fucking know.
I would say this, and I think I speak for a lot of people in the social media space. I would rather know Young Ty or Robert Geaux or Gaspar as the person, right? As opposed to just the cover art, right?
Yeah.
No, and we post it. I posted cover art fucking literally like when this track comes out. So yeah, I'm going to let you know that I have a track coming out, but I'm also gonna let you know, hey, it's my birthday. I'm gonna let you know, hey, this is what I got going on. Here's some baseball shit, because that's a part of who I am as a person. I'm not just a one-track pony. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we've talked about it before with other people as well too. They want to know the person behind the music, not just the music. Yeah, how can you connect to a person just by the music and not knowing what they do behind the scenes?
I want to know how your Father's Day went. Like you posting stuff about, doing some fucking swan dives in the pool. I'm down with that.
Oh, you
Because
saw
it's
that.
like it's
Okay.
who you are. Like I follow Gaspar the person, not just the fucking artist. I can do that on Spotify. I can go follow Gaspar the musician on Spotify and listen to this cat's music. But on Instagram, for me, I want to see what the fuck's going on in the real world.
Yep. Because how you're supposed to stand out from the crowd. There's thousands of
And I
people like
just
us.
think what it comes down to, man, is just like music. God, Jesus Christ, Rob.
Oh man, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I mean, I pound I'm I pounding this like it owed me. It's release week, boys. Gotta do it big.
Oh my god. I just like to sum it up, to cap it off, man. Look, I just think same thing with music, right? Uh you just got to make what you want to make, and people tend to overthink that, or like my grandma always says, when it comes to this music thing, you just have to have it in you. Grandma, get the meatloaf.
Oh, grandma and her meatloaf.
It's
Shit.
That's what I was
It's
thinking.
an inside joke for everyone.
Dude, if you guys catch us on Discord and we're just kind of hanging out, do join us. You might meet Grandma Gaspar, and it's a riot.
Oh god,
It's funny as fuck.
funny, but dude, I just think I think a lot of people overthink. Like I actually, it's funny that we're talking about this. I just got about maybe 7 different messages from one of my Patreon members, and word for word, one of them was he's overthinking, and that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. Is I think people overthink music, but not only that. It's not just about music. It's about way more than just your music. It's about the image, the brand, whatever. What do you bring to the table? And so people overthink that on Instagram too. They don't want to put something out there. Like, dude, I'm sorry if you're just posting cover arts and not posting shit to your stories. Like, why on God's green earth would I want to follow you? You know, I love people like Fisher or whoever that are just doing funny shit. Like, to be honest, that thing I was talking about, my canvas idea, I always do it on release day. I'm tired of taking pictures with the canvas. So if I do want to use a canvas, hell, I'll probably get like fucking champagne on the next release day, take a video and show me spraying the fucking thing, and then maybe doing a shoey next to it. You know, that's just better. You have to be marketable and do funny shit.
Yeah, you talked about people like their Instagram stories and all that too, and just trying to stand out from everybody. Look at Timmy Trumpet; he's posting hundreds of stories all the time. That guy parties.
Well,
that guy.
But I get a look in like in a non creepy way, but I get a look in on his life, and I find that like he's like me, and we're like relatable. I mean, obviously he's a mega producer, sure, but like he parties, like congratulations to him. He got married, and he kind of like you give people like an inside look as to who you are as the person, and I just feel like that's a more genuine thing. As opposed to, hey, new song coming out. Like, okay,
Yes,
cool, man. It's good tunes.
Yeah.
But it's like, can we relate together? Like, like the reason we all vibe, outside of, this podcast is because we have similar interests. We all like, we're like, oh yeah, we talk music, we talk lifestyle and this, that, and the other. So we've built that relationship. And I feel like in some way, guys who can do that on Instagram kind of build that relationship with the audience member.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, I honest to God, I mean, you've seen some of the questions I get on my Q&As. Honestly, I got to stop answering some of them, but I feel like I've done my job as like showing who I am. And that's always what it was, is like I never even thought twice about social media. I was like, I'm just going to fucking post it. And I feel like since I've been doing that, my fucking fans, dude, they're fucking animals just like me. I swear, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, dude, I've seen some of the questions, the ass or tits questions. Not that I've submitted those. I'm not getting anybody in trouble. I just like that there's a human element to things. And at the end of the day, that's what we all are, right? We're all humans, and it's not just a robotic, here we are. So don't overthink it. Some people might criticize you now, let's be honest. But listen, this is the last thing for me on this. When you do not give a fuck about what people think about you unlock all of your potential. I honest to God believe that, because it is kind of scary, right? You're putting yourself out there in a space, and you don't know who's going to exactly see it. But when you do not care, oh, you unlock everything. It's like a cheat code.
I think the best thing is like knowing there's people out there that don't like you, and you get screenshots of them talking about you. Oh, that makes my day. That makes my day. But lastly, man, look, just if you go out, like if you have an Instagram, right, and you're an artist, it like you don't have to. Okay, two things. One, you don't have to worry about releasing every fucking month. Okay, so get that out of your head. It's totally okay. Take as long as you need. Just release quality tracks, man. And then last thing I want to say is if you go out with friends or whatever, fucking film it. Like take pictures. People want to see lifestyle stuff, dude.
Well, on that note, thank you, Jay Gaspar, for coming on.
Yeah.
Rob, thanks for joining me again, like always, man. I really love doing these
dude,
episodes.
I like these too. You know, I don't know if we talked about the Ollie James Robert Go collab. Let's go to work. But no, Break It Down is out. Check it out. Let me know what you think, good or bad. See, I'm a kind of guy, dude, that likes to hear the good and the bad opinions. And I know, you know, we'll do something in our Discord to have some fun with it. But yeah, dude, I love doing these episodes.
So, like Rob said, go and check out his track "Break It Down" with Ollie James on Rave Room Recordings. It's a banger. Like it's real good. And then, like always, I am your host, Young Ty, here with my buddy Robert Go. Follow him on Instagram at Robert Go. You can follow me at Young Ty. Join our Discord. We're going to do some awesome events and some other things coming soon. And we'll see you guys on another episode of Voices of the Underground. Thanks, Rob.